So, I don't know who's going to hear this, but whoever is listening, you have to listen. Don't stop listening for 1 second. You're gonna want to hear this. I'm a runaway reporter named Sammy, and I need to share this with you. So you know that famous company? Yeah, so there's some conspiracy theories going around involving them, how they committed genocide against an entire subspecies of humans. And of course, no one believes them. Of course no one believes them. They're crazy people. Well, this time, it's true. Now, I know, how would I know this? I'm a runaway reporter. I could be crazy too. Well, I have intel. A man on the inside, you could say, kind of. Actually, I have two, both telling their parts of the story and their sides. Now, I should tell you this story, which I like to call Feathered Destruction, so we can take down the corrupt company of... But first, listen to this very nice music I composed. Let's start at the beginning. A lovely subrace of humans called featherlings, literally just like humans with wings. They lived in peace on a jungle/beach island. Every day, they would wake up with the sun shining, the crops growing, the birds chirping, and, well, overall peace, until that one fateful summer day. It was August 3rd, 2014, and instead of waking up to peace and sunshine, they woke up to the noise of planes flying above their island. The leader of the people of the island, Sango, woke up first to the sound of the motors flying above the island like a rumbling waterfall. Sango slowly rose out of bed. Not aware that the rumbling was planes, he just thought it was morning rainfall, which happened often on an island somewhere random in the sea. He stood up and stretched, expecting to go outside and have it be a normal rainy day. Gloomy and, well, not much happening. He groggily put on his shirt and shoes and limped towards the door. He slowly opened it and felt no raindrops. None at all. Confused, as one would normally be when distinctly hearing raindrops, and then not feeling rain when outside, he decided to look up at the sky just to check if he was delusional or not, and there they were. Giant airplanes flying above, practically screaming from their engines and covering the sun. At this point, other people started to come out of their homes and stare up at the flying monster. Children started to point and scream and hold their parents' legs. "Stay calm, everyone. The planes are most likely just passing through, maybe on delivery services," Sango hollered. The people started to calm down at that and felt like a reasonable explanation. The crowd was filled with yeah. And they all retreated back into their homes or began walking around and starting the day. And just like that, 2 minutes later, the airplanes had passed the island. They were completely gone and out of sight. Sangu continued his day as normal, tending to the various farms and animals throughout the island. But through all his work and leisure time, no matter how hard he tried, no matter how many distractions he made, he couldn't get the plane situation from the morning out of his head. It was so odd. Planes never flew over the island. It didn't matter if it was delivery or like a vacation flight. Planes never, ever, ever flew over the island. He began to doubt more and more and more that those planes were just delivery planes. "Dad! Dad!" Sango heard behind him. He turned around to see George, his energetic 12-year-old son, and his friends running towards him holding a soccer ball. "Want to play with us?" George said, holding up the ball to Sango's face. Sango was originally going to say no, but he thought that playing soccer would be a great distraction to get the airplanes out of his head. "Yeah, of course," Sango said enthusiastically, and they ran over to the makeshift soccer nets they had made out of logs, and they split up teams and went to play. Now, Sango was actually really, really good at soccer, but he did kind of bad on purpose to, go easy on the kids, you know? And this soccer game didn't really help with the planes, but it was nice, you know? And after the soccer game was done, Sango went up to a mountain that was on his island. It was the tallest mountain on the island, because on top of that mountain, there was a small, soft, mossy area. Sango often went there to retreat and, ease himself. Meditate, basically, So Sango started to climb. Sango got up to the mountaintop and quite immediately felt at peace. He loved his village, but not being able to hear them and just being alone, just him, it was quite satisfying. He started to sit down on the soft moss that sat atop the mountain and saw something. A radio. He had heard of a radio, of course. He knew what it was, but he had never really seen one before. There was a tape already in the radio, as well as a paper attached to it. The paper read, "Press play." This was obviously strange. No one on the island had a radio. He stressed even more. The plane obviously dropped it, right? Of course it did. It couldn't have not. Sango hesitantly pressed play. He immediately heard the voice of what seemed to be an older man, maybe in his 40s or 50s. The man said, "Hello, island leader Sango. We are the company of..." Sango was immediately put off guard. That company? He thought. But what could they want from us? "We need new resources to continue manufacturing," the man on the radio continued, "and it seems that your island has an abundance of the exact materials we need. We are coming with our machines in 3 days. Be ready to either move or perish." The radio stopped. Sango was stupefied. He couldn't believe what he just heard. He hid the radio behind a rock, just in case someone else came here just to check on him, Just then, that exact thing happened. He heard footsteps behind him, followed by someone saying, "Sango?" Sango whipped around. He thought it was one of the kids, and he didn't want them to find out about his meditation area. But it was just his brother, Johnson, who already knew about this space. Hey, John," Sango replied. "Hey, what's wrong?" John asked caringly. "Oh, nothing, just thinking," Sango responded. "Is it about the plane?" John asked. "Well, yeah." Sango sounded stressed, and John has a worried look on his face. "It's fine, Sango, it's just delivery," John said, reassuring Sango, even though John himself was also now sure that it was not in fact delivery. "Come back down and let's just continue the day." Sango was calmed by this. It was his brother, after all. Yeah, it's fine," Sango said, and walked back down the mountain with John. And with that nice music again, we're gonna end this part off because I'm really running out of time here. So yeah, don't leave. There's some stuff that I need to tell you. First of all, you're gonna need to come back. Second of all, some questions to think about, I guess, while you're waiting for the next episode. Well, first of all, of course, how's Sango going to survive? How's his village gonna survive? And what's happening? Seriously, what's happening? You're probably quite confused based on the first episode, but it will become a lot more clear in future episodes. This podcast was brought to you by the amazing Place of Junior Art Lab. Be sure to check them out. They helped quite a bit in making this. And yeah, stay tuned.